Three. Emory Hunter Czar of the playbook here at the 2022 East-West Shrine Bowl here in Las Vegas, Nevada with Dareke Young of Lenoir-Rhyne, outstanding wide receiver. Man, I appreciate you taking time.
Thank you.
Watching you guys play, it's explosives. You guys are big on explosives. Is that something that you guys coach? Is that something that just kind of happens, or how is that? So, because you don't see often guys consistently be as explosive as you guys are out there on the field.
Some of it is God given, and I would say 50% of it is God given. The other half is just hard work.
We do a lot of small college stuff at Football Gameplan, and I'm big on if you're good enough, you're big enough, no matter where you play. How much of that misconception about playing, let's say, outside of 5 schools, does that bother you guys, and how often do you guys just can't wait to get the opportunity to show and prove once you get the chance to?
It just puts a chip on our shoulders. You know, everybody wants to go D1 nowadays, and I'm not gonna lie, that was also my goal. But if I could go back and change anything, I wouldn't change anything at all. I would still choose the school that I chose and take the D2 route. I'm a strong believer in if you're good enough, they'll find you. I had a teammate get drafted 2 years ago, second-round pick, Kyle Duggar, starting safety for the Patriots. So it can be done. You just got to work hard.
And if people actually understood where you guys played, they understand why you guys are so well refined once you get out this week. The conference you guys play in, top to bottom, probably one of the best in Division II. How strong is that conference, in your opinion, and how that helped you progress as a pro prospect?
Our conference is really strong. You know, anytime the playoff standings come out, we always have 2 to 3 teams that make it in our region. So definitely a competitive conference. We have some rivals like Wingate and Carson Newman. Those teams are really good. And then this past year Newberry won it. You really never have a dominant team. Each year it's always going to be competitive. You really got to fight for that #1 spot. And I feel like our conference is one of the best, definitely.
Focus is everything in football, especially at your position. You think about it, you're running 40 yards down the field. You got to focus in on the football. You got to know where you are on the field. To stay in bounds. How much focus plays more? Where would you rank focus in terms of wide receiver play as opposed? Because I think everybody tends to look at catch, run, routes. Where does focus fit in all that?
I would say focus is #1. You got to know what's going on. You got to know what coverages the defense in. You may be a play where if they line up in a specific coverage, you got to run a specific route. If you're not focused and you run the wrong route, then you're not in the progression anymore. If the quarterback was looking to throw you the ball, he's probably sacked.
I'm glad you brought that up because I remember when I came into college, I thought I knew football. Realized quickly I didn't know football.
Right.
Realized quickly I didn't know how to watch film. Realized quickly I didn't know defense. I remember we get a run play, and on the sheet we have like 9 different fronts. I'm like, wait, there's 9 different fronts you can run. Where was the biggest jump for you in terms of coverage wise once you got to college that you really say, oh wow, I didn't think it was this, but now I'm glad I'm learning this?
I would say, colleges, schools we play, they do a good job at disguising their coverage. They might start out too high and roll into 1 high as soon as the ball is hiked. So a lot of when it comes down to focus, a lot of the decisions you make happen in between the play, not necessarily before the play. Mm-hmm. So I would say definitely defense is disguising their looks. That was definitely confusing me at first, but watching film, I got better at reading it.
If there was folks out there that are not familiar with your game, what game would you point to and say, hey, check this out? This shows you everything I bring to the table as a football prospect.
I would say in the spring of 2021, you could look at the Tusculum game. This past season, you could look at the Mars Hill game. Those are my 2 best games throughout my career. I had multiple catches, 160-plus yards, and multiple touchdowns in those games. So I would definitely say those 2 games.
Listen, man, it's been a pleasure to watch you grow and progress out there, and big fan of what you guys do at Lenoir-Rhyne. I'm glad you're here, taking advantage of this opportunity, and wish you the best luck moving forward.
I appreciate it. Thanks for the opportunity.